Dear students, today we are going to study some of the writings of a famous scientist, Albert Einstein. During various occasions, Einstein had spoken and written, and these have been collected in a volume called Ideas and Opinions. In our prescribed syllabus, we have 3 units from this volume. The units are called, first one, The World as I See It, the second one, On Freedom, and the third one, Society and Personality. We shall have 3 lessons on Einstein, and in each of these lessons, we shall study one of the units of his ideas and opinions. But before I begin, I would like to know from you what you know about Einstein as a thinker and writer. Vidarshana, can you tell me?
Yes, ma'am. Einstein is remembered as a writer and thinker with a vision. In fact, from his writings, we get an illustration of his rational mind, his clear thinking, as well as his righteous nature. Einstein was also known as a progressive thinker. As he gained publicity, his opinions also had gained a lot of fame, but he never expressed himself aggressively or never took a dogmatic stance. In fact, he was very modest in his approach because most of the topics he dealt with were topics of general human concern, and although they were very far away from science. In fact, he was socially conscious and as well as politically opposed to war and destruction. Though he belonged to a generation which tried to root out religion from the intellectual fields, he was a very deeply spiritual person. And also, apart from this, he was a person who exercised caution over the use of science and technology. In fact, he said that excessive use of science and technology would only have destructive effects on the innate greatness of human beings, and also that people would subscribe to a herd culture.
That's very good. Now, I would like to know something about Einstein as a person. Can you tell me something about his life?
Actually, Albert Einstein is one of the most notable intellectual giants of the 20th century. He was born in Ulm, Germany in 1879. His parents were Hermann Einstein and Pauline. In fact, his mother had great love for music. And since then, Albert Einstein had taken violin lesson since the age of 6, and this passion for music remained for him throughout his life.
The family moved to Munich when he was a baby, and his formative years were spent there. In 1895, the Albert family has moved to Milan, Italy, because the father's business in Munich has been failed. In 1896, Albert has joined in Swiss Federal Institute of Polytechnic in Zurich. Though not a very accomplished student, in 1900 he hold the degree from the same institute for teaching the subjects like mathematics and physics. In the same year, he renounced the citizenship of German, and till 1921, when he continues as a Swiss citizen, he was stateless.
From 1902 to 1909, he worked at the Swiss Patent Office at Berlin. He got his PhD from the university called Zurich in the year 1905. He became professor for the same university in the year 1909. Later on, he shifted to German University at Prague.
But when the World War I broke out in 1914, Einstein's pacifist temperament did not allow him to support Germany, for which he was widely condemned. He won the Nobel Prize in 1921 and gave the prize money to his wife. In 1933, he was in USA. Hitler came to power in Germany, and Einstein did not want to return to his native land. He was offered a position at the Institute of Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, where he worked for the rest of his life. He urged the US to make the atomic bomb before Germany, but he was not actually involved in the process. He became an American citizen in 1940. In 1952, Israel had offered him the post of a president, but he declined this honor. In 1955, he passed away.
That's excellent. All of you have given your ideas about Einstein as a thinker and writer, and many interesting facts about his life. I'm really happy that you know so much about Einstein already. Now let us move on the first of the units, which is entitled, as you remember, it is entitled as The World as I See It. Let us now talk about Einstein's opinion about the meaning of life. Einstein says that he finds it very strange that people do not know what is the purpose of existence. He says that there are a very few people who have a vague idea about this, but since they do not have the time to think about it, they actually do not know why they are living. Einstein says if you notice your daily life, you will find at least one of the aims of life, and that is, we live for others. In this category, Einstein talks about two groups of people. The first group are those people whose happiness makes us happy, that is, people whom we love. And the other group, he says, are unknown strangers. A large number of such people work hard to make our life comfortable. He gives an example here. Einstein says that the food which is on your table has to be grown by a farmer. It has to be sold by a merchant. It has to be cooked by someone before you can get it. He feels a sense of humility when he thinks that thousands of unknown people are working to make his life comfortable. He also wants to give a little in return for all the help which others are giving to him. He owes a debt to society which he wants to pay back. Therefore, he says that it is important for him to work hard and also not use too many of the resources. If he uses up too many resources, then he might be depriving others. A good aim in life, he says, is to live a simple and modest life. Einstein also mentions that he does not believe in class distinction because this is the result of the people in power exploiting the people who are powerless. Einstein does not subscribe to this kind of division in society. Then he says that if we are really talking about freedom of people, there are two reasons why total freedom is illogical. One is that there are many external compulsions which determine our freedom. And the other is that we have certain internal compulsions also which determine our freedom. But within these limitations, we should still strive for freedom. He quotes here the words of Schopenhauer. He says that according to Schopenhauer, a person can do what he wants, but he cannot want what he wants. Now, do any of you know who Schopenhauer is?
He was